Hi everybody, I'm Melinda Gallant and I want to welcome you to another Cape Conversations. I wonder where I am today. I am at Scenic Roots on Route 6A in Sandwich. Wow, what a gorgeous garden center. And we're going to talk today all about plants and where to plant them and how to plant them. And she's going to give me some tips and you some tips too. And she's going to tell us all about cocktails and Thirsty Thursdays. So come along, let's have another Cape Conversations. Hi everybody. Well, I am sitting in a beautiful, beautiful spot in Sandwich, Massachusetts. Fabulous, fabulous garden store. They have everything you could possibly want. And I am sitting here with Donna Catil. We got our shades on, we got our cocktails. Donna,
hi.
Welcome to Cape Conversations.
Thank you very much. It's been a long time coming.
Yes,
I've been watching your show.
I know, and I've watched your show. Now, what is this cocktail? We're having cocktails, folks. I'm sorry we would invite you, but too late.
No, you can't be in my garden center and not have a cocktail.
Okay.
This is just a strawberry mint smash, which
Yeah.
has a mint simple syrup, strawberry and basil crushed with vodka and topped off with soda water.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to write that down so we make sure that it goes underneath here, so we're at the end of the credits, so that everybody knows how to make it.
I share my recipes.
I know you do, and that's a wonderful thing. And I love your Facebook page, and I love that you can ask questions on the Facebook page, because I asked you a question about lilac bushes.
Yes.
And you gave me the answer right away. I was
Yeah.
so impressed.
Well, that's the thing. Unfortunately, with the new technology that we all have on
Yep.
our phones,
Yeah.
you are always available to answer questions.
Thank God.
Good or bad.
Right.
That's why I've always told customers, you just shoot me an email, message me through Facebook, and I can answer you at midnight, 1 o'clock. If I can't fall asleep at 3 o'clock, I'm still
Right.
answering emails and messages through Facebook,
Right.
because that's what technology allows you to do now. It's not just
Right.
the 8:30 to 5:30 phone call.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know, we had a weird winter.
Yeah.
I mean, it went from mild, then on New Year's Eve, for a week, it was the cold. I've never been so cold.
Yes.
And then it went to mild.
Yeah.
And then it went to cold and kind of not too much snow, though. We really didn't have that much snow.
Yes.
And then in March, we had 3 weekends of devastating storms where my windows, I live in Town Neck, are covered with salt from the ocean. The spray came that far. So tell me, how do we cope with this now?
Oh, well, you can never know what the winters are going to bring with the frigid, freezing temps for that week that we had in late December with no snow cover. That's horrendous for landscape plants, because they don't have the insulation from the snow cover when the temperatures get that freezing. Then I think in February we had maybe 60, 70 degrees a couple times, and we were all jumping up and down thinking, yay, this is awesome, I love it. Well, guess what? It forces the plants to bloom or to start to grow, and then they get hit with the 3, 4 nor'easters that we had in March, and it clips them back again and causes death. So we've had a lot of devastation this year. Everyone is coming in with butterfly bushes, roses, lavenders, heathers, rhododendrons, azaleas, anything that's really woody. Hydrangeas are just starting to come back. They were pushed off really far, so hydrangeas are just starting to show some life. There's not much we can do for it. There really isn't. You can try and wrap your trees, that some people do, but it's the root system.
Well, see, I had them for 10 years in believe it or not, raised beds, not that high, you know, but just about this high, off the ground. And I know the roots had gone down in, obviously. And I had 2 beautiful lavender plants. I mean, everybody would come down our step. You could smell them. They were gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they are as dead as
They're
doornails.
Yeah. It's not the foliage up top for most of them. It's the root system. And when we don't have that cover, that insulation from the snow, and we happen to have that horrible winter flux, freeze, thaw, that's where the plants get confused, they get stressed, and then they die.
So do you think, had I put, burlap around them, probably wouldn't have made any difference?
It usually doesn't. Like we have tested wrapping hydrangeas.
Yeah.
for that late frost in April or early May that we may get sometimes. Extra mulch around the base of a plant may help, but you
Yeah.
have to know that those winters are coming.
That's the problem.
We're talking with one customer right now. This is a sad story. He bought 30 Japanese hollies that were probably $35, $40 a piece
Wow.
to line the top of his retaining wall. But he also sits on a lake. So with the no insulation of the ground on one side
Right.
of the Japanese hollies with the root system and the nor'easters whipping that wind right up to those plants, he lost every single one of them.
Oh my gosh.
And there's absolutely nothing he could have done.
No, no. Well, now they're talking. I mean, you almost have to be a weatherman, don't you?
You do.
You know, a meteorologist, because I mean, our weather is changing so dramatically right now.
You know, what's funny is like we tell people we are in the business of weather.
Yeah.
We are outside every day, every season, spring, summer, fall, winter, Christmas, dead of winter, we're outside. And we have seen the weather pattern change. No matter how some people deny it, we say there is a 1 month shift.
Really?
Think about it, 1 month shift. Your March is really not early spring anymore. It snows more in March than it snows in December. Your April starts to become your spring, and your summer isn't until July and August. And September, do you not feel that September is a summer
right.
month?
Absolutely.
It's a beach month.
Yeah.
Kids go back to school and we have the beaches all to ourselves.
I know. Well, the people leave. Those people.
Yep. And December is still warm. So we have said the seasons have changed 1 month shift.
Wow.
If you think about it, it really has.
That's quite amazing.
Yep.
So your advice would be hang in.
Our advice is, of course, it's hang in. And the rule of thumb for planting more your vegetables and your herbs and your summer flowers, the rule of thumb has always been Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
And that still holds true. It doesn't
Right.
matter how early the sun breaks or how the snow melts. You still have 40-degree weather, 35-degree weather in the beginning of May.
Right.
You have to watch your night temperatures. You do have to be a weatherman.
Yeah.
You can certainly buy the stuff, but
Right.
we don't advise you put it out till night temperatures get 50, 55 and above.
Well, now, one thing that you do, and you do it so well, if you want to buy something already completed, but now I'm going to ask for the secret of this.
Yeah.
When you do your planters, they are gorgeous, and you have multiple flowers. Do you just jam pack them in? Is there a thought process to it? Is there a way of doing it that makes it better than others?
I tell people with containers, whatever makes you happy, you do, as
Right.
long as you follow the rules of shade goes with shade, sun goes with sun,
Right.
and your water differences. You're not going to put something that doesn't need water for 2 or 3 weeks
Right.
with something that needs to be watered every couple of days. So those are the two hard and true rules that I have people follow. Other than that, I'm like, if you want to put pink and red together, put pink and red together.
Oh yeah, I don't think
That,
they're
right?
yeah.
There's no color combination.
In nature, all the
Yes,
colors go together.
Absolutely. So, but we start a lot of our planters early, that they start with these little baby plugs,
Yeah.
and we let them grow for 2 or 3 weeks. But if you're doing one, say in May or June, I buy plants that are pretty much almost to size,
Yeah,
and I jam them in.
yeah,
I mean, because that's the thing, is you want instant, and
Beauty.
no one wants to go the whole summer and wait for all these spaces
Right.
to fill in.
Right.
If you're starting earlier in the season and you're going to be around all summer into the fall to watch it grow, yeah. But with containers, I put them as close as possible, so they're as full and beautiful,
Oh, that's great. That's
as
good.
quick as it can be.
Well, and also when you're doing herbs, you know, like we have planters outside our kitchen windows, and they're planter boxes, and we put herbs in those. Cilantro just doesn't last very long, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's like you put it in and you clip it once and it's dead.
Yeah, yeah. The secret to cilantro is it's better in a container, so you can regulate the water.
Yeah,
Same with basil, is very touchy in
Yeah.
the ground.
yeah,
But cilantro, it dies in the heat. As soon as you get that first hot day, it bolts, which means it tries to set seed,
Yeah.
which is a true plant's.
but it has to be in the sun though, doesn't it?
It does have to be in the sun 6 hours or more. But it's one of those that you have to almost cut every day to keep it
Going.
replenishing. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what and of course there's so many people that, my husband and I love cilantro.
Yeah.
You know, because we like Mexican food and we just like the flavor. And then there are those people who think it tastes like soap suds.
Yeah,
and
my
stuff.
mom does too. I'll tell you what,
Funny.
those, like cilantro is one of those ones, unfortunately, as a garden center owner, I've kind of given up on those.
Yeah.
I don't plant it myself. I just
Yeah.
buy it in the supermarket when I need it.
Yeah.
I just,
Well, I know, but
cilantro and lettuce. Like, I
Right.
can't keep lettuce I can't harvest it fast enough
Yeah.
to eat it before
Right.
it bolts, before
Yeah.
it fries in the sun. So
Right.
I buy those in the supermarket.
I must say though, right now it's been weather's been perfect for lettuce. My lettuce looks great.
Yeah.
It looks really, really good.
Cool and steady.
So, right.
Yep.
And it doesn't get all sun, but it gets a lot of, probably at least 6 hours a day of sun. So, so what about like I use raised beds a lot because I have a courtyard. I mean, I have a backyard, but I can't plant anything back there because we have varmints and we live on the marsh. So, we have 2 resident groundhogs and their babies every year, and we would have nothing.
Yeah.
So we have a courtyard and I use raised planters. I also have a planting table, which my son-in-law made, which is that's what my lettuce is in.
Yeah.
Most fantastic
So
thing I've
it's
ever
right
had.
up here, so
It's
you don't have
right.
to bend over,
and
you
it's
can.
low, and
Yep.
I mean, it's got, it holds plenty of dirt, and all of that. And then when the lettuce goes by, I'll plant something else in there. But so tell me, like, if you don't have a lot of sun, is there a cutting flower you can plant in an area that doesn't have a lot of sun, or is it only things like begonias and impatiens, like snapdragons?
Yes. No, most cutting flowers like full sun.
Okay.
So at least 6 to 8 hours of sun or more.
Mm-hmm.
Cleome, cosmos, snapdragons, amaranthus now. Do you know those are the long thing? Gladiolas, dahlias, they are.
They all take them.
They're all full sun.
Yeah. So in other words, if you've got something low that doesn't get a lot of sun, plant something else, like
Yeah, fuchsia,
fuchsia.
begonias, impatiens, New Guinea impatiens. The begonias are gorgeous. There's so many different types of begonias now, from frilly leaves to cascading. They're not just your bedding begonias now. There's really like what they call like classy blue ribbon type begonias.
What about herbs?
Herbs.
Are herbs sunny?
No, and even with vegetables, like you can get away with your lettuces, your spinach, any of your leafy greens, you can get away with doing those in partial.
Wow.
Parsleys, you can get away with doing partial. Dill, even cilantro, you can get away with a little
bit
in the shade. So those are the herbs that you can do more in partial shade. Any of your summer vining vegetables really need to be in full sun,
Right.
Because they get powdery mildew
Yeah.
very easily. Tomatoes need full all-day sun.
Yeah.
Peppers and eggplant need full all-day sun.
Now I put my tomatoes, and maybe some other people do, because again I can't plant them in my yard in the back. I bought grow boxes, those grow boxes, and it works great. But last year my tomatoes got this funny, it was some sort of fungus, I think, or something, and they did okay, but they didn't
On the
produce.
leaves or on the tomato themselves?
They got a black spot on the tomato
Yep.
themselves.
That is actually blossom end rot. So that's from irregular watering.
Melinda.
And lack of calcium.
Okay. Now I'd read that.
Yep.
read
So
that.
when you plant your tomatoes,
Yep.
if you want to, in the bottom of the hole that you plant, use crushed eggshells.
Really?
Yep. And put them in the bottom of the hole. So when the tomato grows, and it'll absorb the calcium from the eggshells
And that's
into
all
the
you need?
plant. Yeah, you don't even have to buy a solution.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to buy a solution at a garden center. I know I'm not making a sale.
You see, people, she's always looking out for you.
Cheers. It all comes out in the wash. It all comes out in the wash.
Yeah.
No, so that's one that you can fix the calcium issue.
Wow.
And then the irregular watering is tomatoes like a steady, even moisture, as opposed to being allowed to dry out and get stressed.
Right.
And then you soak them so the water puddles up,
Right.
and then they dry out, and that's stress too. And that's how you get a lot of those cracks in your tomatoes
Oh,
too.
yeah. Yeah.
That's from irregular watering.
Okay. So these things have a tube, and you water down the tube because they do it from
Yeah.
the bottom up. You know, it's not from the top down.
So you may not have irregular water.
I may
so it's
just
a calcium
it.
deficiency.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now see, I didn't know that. Isn't this wonderful? We know I've learned something. Well, I've learned a lot today from you. So, okay, so we fixed our tomatoes. We have our lettuce growing. We're having a salad, I guess. What about things like garlic and those kinds of things? Yeah, you don't plant those now, do you?
You do. You can.
Really?
Garlic, onions, potatoes. Have you ever
Really?
thought of growing potatoes?
No. Now, how do I do that?
Potatoes take a lot of room,
Oh.
but they also have, I know you do a lot of containers. Potatoes can be grown in a metal drum.
Really?
Potatoes can be grown in those fabric grow bags.
Yeah.
So when you buy a potato,
Yeah.
from inside, we sell all different types of potatoes.
Yeah.
You take the potato
Yeah.
and you cut it into quarters, fifths,
Yeah.
and you always want to have like 2 or 3 eyes on each chunk.
Yeah.
You let it actually cure overnight on a paper towel, and then you actually just plant those in the soil.
Really?
As the potato starts to grow, the leaves come up, you continue to fill with soil in the grow bag.
So you plant it low.
You plant it lower in the ground, like this far.
Right.
Well, in the bag.
Yeah. So do you sell those grow bags here?
We do.
Well,
Yep.
see there now here you're going to get a sale from me.
But they're so easy because when your potatoes mature at end of summer, fall, they
Yeah.
actually have slits in the sides of the bags.
Yeah.
So you can just stick your hand in the dirt and
How
harvest
cool
from
is-
the dirt instead of dumping everything out.
And the leaves on the top look pretty, I bet.
Yes. Yep. And if they're in your garden, you just go in with a hoe or a pick
Yeah.
and you just kind of turn the soil over to harvest your potatoes.
How
and I'll
cool
tell
is
you
that?
what though, and no, everyone's like, yeah. There's nothing better than a homegrown potato.
Oh,
too.
I agree. Well, no, I
It's-
grew up on a farm.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just
Yes,
amazing.
I know people say that about tomatoes and
Yeah, it's true.
cucumbers and asparagus.
Right.
Asparagus is 10 times better when you grow it yourself.
But how? I mean, you can't grow that now.
yes, you
That's-
can.
Oh, you can.
You can, but
same way or no?
asparagus is grown like we have it out front too. It's a bare root.
Mm-hmm.
So it's these long sticks that are very, very thin, long roots.
Yeah.
So asparagus, you're supposed to dig these troughs
Right.
in the ground and then lay the root down
Yeah.
straight across with the tip pointed up and bury it.
I see.
And then you harvest it.
But
The next
that
year.
has to go into the ground.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yes,
a ground thing.
asparagus is a long perennial type vegetable where it takes a couple seasons for it to build up. So say you plant 25 roots. You have to let that grow and then it goes to seed. You let those seeds fall and
I
those seeds
see.
turns into more asparagus spears. So the more you let it go to seed, the actually more it spreads and the more asparagus you can harvest.
Well, you know, my
But
groundhogs
you
would
need
love
a large
that.
plot.
Yes, my groundhogs would love
Yeah.
those.
I had a teacher once who said the first step in a garden is fencing it,
Yeah. Yeah.
and not a lot of people can.
Yeah,
You know?
it's difficult. That's difficult to do.
Yep.
So, so go back to garlic. Tell me about garlic. I can plant it now, but I do.
You can, you plant it, you harvest it in the fall. Then you
Uh-huh.
can also plant garlic in the fall to harvest the next summer.
Okay.
So when you buy a garlic bulb, you have all those cloves.
Yeah.
You
Well, you don't buy it from the grocery store.
No, it's cured in the
Yeah.
grocery store. But here with other garden centers, the bulbs aren't treated, so they're fresh to go. You take each clove and you plop it in the ground, I say thumb deep,
Right.
and then it comes up with the onion
Right,
stalks.
right.
You don't harvest it until those start to turn like a brownish yellow and fall over. Like daffodil flowers
Right,
when they go
right,
by, or
right,
tulips and they
right,
turn yellowy and
right.
they fall over. They've harvested all the photosynthesis, all the sun that it needs,
Right.
and puts the energy back into the bulb, and then you're ready to harvest.
Wow. All right. So now tell me about you. Well, yeah. So you grew up here, right?
I did.
Your dad owned this?
My mom and dad owned it. 32 years in the family.
Yeah.
My brother and I grew up sweeping floors, bagging birdseed when we were 10 and 12 years old.
Yeah.
When my parents first bought the place, and then we just
Did you live in Plymouth or did you live in Sandwich?
we actually grew up in Wareham.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yep, we grew up in Wareham. My dad actually was an old Agway rep. He used to be operational manager, so he would go from store to store and set up new stores. So
Yep.
when we were kids, we moved every 2 years. Wow. And followed my dad around New England. And then when this store came up for sale, my parents decided to buy it and put down roots.
Oh, nice.
So that's how we ended here.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And now you're married.
I am married 4 years, have a 3-year-old daughter.
Yeah, who's absolutely adorable.
Thank you.
Adorable.
Yeah.
I think you need to put her in
been
a
a
commercial. She would be. Does she like plants?
She was here on Mother's Day running the roost and
Yeah, I'm sure.
having a cart full of flowers saying she wanted to take them home.
There you go. And how do you
Yeah.
tell her she can't? Or do you?
No, I told her she could.
Oh, there you go.
She took them home, and if I decided I didn't want them, I would just bring them back.
There you go. Shh, we won't tell.
No, she won't know they're missing.
That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So you've been. So how long have you and I know your dad passed away.
Yeah.
So how long have your brother and you been running the
We
place?
have owned this business for 16 years now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Together, the
together.
two of you.
50-50,
Yeah.
depends on who you ask. Who's more of the boss?
Yeah. Who's the oldest?
I am.
Oh, there you go. Well,
I
you've
am.
got it down then.
Yeah, I am.
you've
I
got
am
it,
more. I am the boss.
yeah.
I think my customers know it.
That's a good thing.
My staff knows it.
That's all a good thing.
No, it's we absolutely love it here.
Yeah.
And it was hard.
It's gorgeous. I mean, well, first of all, right now everything is gorgeous because all the plants are.
Yeah,
in there.
it's the
And how-
spring, and we have 5 to 8 trucks coming in on a weekly basis.
Oh, that's great.
To restock. That's the one thing. Where we are on a smaller piece of land.
Right.
And a lot of people from the street don't even know that our nursery extends behind the building.
Wow.
So when they come in, they're, oh my gosh, I didn't know you had all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah.
How do we make any money if we didn't?
Right. But by growing a lot of our own stuff,
Uh-huh.
and by buying very local, we mostly everything is from New England.
Oh, that's great. So it's kind of hard.
The furthest
too.
we go is Pennsylvania.
Wow.
With one shrub truck, but all of our flowers and vegetables and herbs are immediately local, so we get on a weekly basis deliveries.
Oh, that's
so we can
great.
keep it fresh and it's not sitting here week after
Right.
week after week.
Right.
Plus, we don't have the space.
Right.
You know, would I love to have like 40 of something at a time so
Sure.
we don't have to keep unloading
Sure.
it every week? We
Right.
would.
Right.
Would we like more landscapers to come in and do business with us? We
Right.
would, but we just don't have the land to carry
To do that.
multiple shrubs, at a time. So,
Right.
But we do a lot of special orders for people. Somebody comes in and says, I want 25 boxwood.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have it for you in 4 days.
Well, and in the winter, what do you do in the winter? I know that you kind of close down a little bit in the winter, like after Christmas, I think it is. But I've come in and bought a couple of things, at the Christmas time, gifty things and those kinds of things. But that's basically how you operate towards winter. Then you
Yeah.
reopen again in what, March or?
Well, the nursery reopens again in April.
Wow.
But the store is still open 7 days a week.
Okay.
We do ice melt and birdseed and pet food and, the house plants.
Oh, sure.
And I take those winter months to do and try and design all our promotions and marketing and
Sure.
advertising for the year. I
Right.
pre-start doing newsletters and stuff during that
Sure.
quiet time
Sure.
so I can sit down and do it.
Yeah.
Because you don't have time to do it now.
No, of
No.
course not. So you're really into shop local?
Yes, very, very.
Yeah. It's very important to shop local.
Yes.
Very important to shop
If
local.
I find, I not only advocate, I not only do it myself
Sure.
as much as possible.
Yep.
And I know you can't buy socks in Sandwich, you can't buy underwear in Sandwich. You have to
that's
go
all
to
right,
the
yeah.
big box stores.
Right.
But I would say at least 80% or more of what I purchase and what I do is local.
Sure.
This is the other thing people don't think about. Accounting and printing.
Sure, all that service
All
industry.
of the service industry
Right,
is done locally
right,
too.
right.
It's very important.
Now, do you supply any of the stores with mint and things like the Daniel Webster or a place like that?
Well,
Funny you should ask.
I'm super
Well,
excited.
cheers, I asked the right questions.
You
A reason to
did.
drink
I'm
again.
Super excited that one of the restaurants in Sandwich, the Pilot House.
Yeah.
Sorry, can we cut that? Because it wasn't the Pilot House.
Oh. All right. So let's cheers to local buying. Who
Yes.
buys from you?
I was super excited because I helped this woman the other day from Fisherman's View, and she is doing the boxes and the gardens. This is actually the owner.
Yeah.
So she's buying all of their herbs from here.
How wonderful.
So they have fresh herbs actually for their bartender.
Isn't
I
that
was
great?
super excited. I was like,
Yeah.
thank you so much. And she's
Did you
like,
tell them you can give them a couple recipes?
we talked about that. We talked about it. And I was like, maybe your bartender can come down and moonlight
Yeah.
for Thirsty Thursdays here.
There we go.
So I was really excited about
Oh,
that.
that's
Yes,
great.
the Daniel Webster does. They have an account here. They come and spend
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't know is Crow Farm, we actually go back and forth with business.
Oh, yeah.
He grows a lot of stuff for us, and he comes and buys his seeds and fertilizers and stuff from us too.
Right.
The Belfry Inn actually has an account here too. They buy a lot of stuff.
That's great.
Never mind all the smaller businesses
Right.
who come in for their flower pots and hanging
that's-
baskets
yeah.
for decorating
Nice.
outside too. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
great.
it all comes around. It's great.
Well, it does. When you shop local, it does.
Yep.
You know, the one thing I didn't ask you, where'd you go to school?
I did not go to school for this.
You didn't.
I didn't.
What are you going to be, an
Oh
accountant?
no, it's funny. I actually ran away from here to do something else. I wanted to be a high school guidance counselor.
Really?
I know. I wanted to mold young minds on.
Yes. Well, now you have one to mold.
I do. I have one of my own now. But I wanted to mold young minds on what really was out there.
Yeah.
Because I never thought that high school prepared you for college, and
Uh-huh.
I honestly didn't think college prepared you for the real
Right,
life.
right.
So I just wanted to tell them straight
Yeah.
how life was.
And so,
Well, when I was away at college, I realized my passion was here.
funny how that happens.
Yeah. So I decided I was actually going to finish out my degree in psychology,
Uh-huh.
and then
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at North Adams State, which is
Okay, I
now
know where it
Mass
is.
College of
Right.
Liberal Arts.
Yeah, right.
So that loved having the mountains there
Yeah.
and coming home to the ocean.
Yeah.
It was the best of
That's a
both
beautiful
worlds.
area out there.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous area.
Absolutely gorgeous. But while I was actually living in New York City, I spent a year in New York City because
Uh-huh.
I was once told by a teacher that you have to live in the city for a year at least to experience culture and the arts and
Right.
just people.
Right, right. Different people.
Yeah, and then actually my brother had called me while I was living in New York and asked me to come home and help save the business.
Wow.
Because it was at that time mid to late 90s where the
Right.
economy had tanked.
Right.
My parents had gotten into some credit card trouble and they were afraid. And so I came home with a 5-year plan
There you go.
and turned around the business.
And so
I stayed.
10, 15 years later?
Yeah,
20?
20 some odd. But in that time, I went back and took college courses. I took as many accreditation courses.
Oh, that's great.
Seminars by UMass Extension. Four Cs has a horticultural program.
Right.
So I just, and I still
Soaked
am.
it all in.
I still am. I'm
Oh,
still
that's
taking courses and going to seminars and going out
That's
to UMass
wonderful.
Stockbridge. And so the more you can learn, the,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, so.
Well, it's funny because I have my son-in-law is the golf course superintendent at Cohasset.
Yeah.
And he went to UMass and graduated in, we call it grass. He graduated in grass.
Well, that turf management, yes, absolutely.
And I always laugh because how do you manage turf? But that's a
Ooh.
whole nother issue.
It's not
But
easy.
he is continually, because it's a beautiful golf course and they raise flowers and he has to oversee, he has a horticulturist who helps raise the flowers, and
Yes.
they also grow all their own vegetables for the clubhouse.
Do
And
they?
yeah, all, and and all the everything. So, but he oversees all these people, and he said he has to go to school so he knows what he's doing to
Yeah.
be able to oversee them.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's not just mowing
no.
and fertilizing anymore.
No, it isn't. And now too, the other thing is, you've got to be so careful. I mean, Cohasset is so close to the water
Yep.
that you have to be very careful what you're putting on everything, what you're, all of that.
And I'm sure there's now state and town regulations as
Oh,
to what fertilizers
in
you
Cohasset?
can.
And it's right off of that Jerusalem road where all the zillion-dollar houses are.
Yeah.
So, they're
He's
all
lucky
fussing.
if he can put anything down.
Yeah, well, that's true. The worst part, he said, is the geese, the Canadian geese. Obviously they wreak
Yeah, they
havoc.
have to have. They basically have to have a dog running
And
on
they
the
do.
grounds 24/7.
They do.
They
They
do.
have a
Yeah.
dog. That's what they did.
Yep.
They were allowing hunting, but that became a big issue. But now they have a dog, and the dog runs everywhere and does everything.
That's
and
good.
Chases all the
Yeah.
geese away. So, all right. So you've told me what I'm supposed to do now. So This again is, you do a Thirsty Thursday thing. Now you don't do it on SCTV anymore, do you? But you're going to start.
I would love to start.
Okay, so you're going to start that. But if I come down here on a Thursday, what time do I have to come?
The third Thursday of every month.
Third Thursday of every month.
Third Thursday of every month.
All right.
From 5:30 to 7.
Yeah, 5:30 to 7. Perfect time to pick up. Do you sell
Yep.
flowers at that time?
We do. We keep
You
the
get
garden-
everybody lit.
We do.
No.
What we do, the purpose is to show people how to mix cocktails, whether it's even just flavored waters or
Right.
lemonades,
Right.
teas, and then alcoholic cocktails
Yeah.
from the vegetables, herbs, fruits, even berries, and then even shrubs that you grow in your yard. Because my tag is like, how many cucumber salads can you make before
Right.
you get sick of them?
Right.
So we're showing people other options, what to do with the produce
Oh, that's
and
great.
their growth. So we do the third Thursday of every month, 5:30 to 7. We keep the garden center open, so it's like a private shopping night.
Oh,
You
nice.
can come in, have a couple cocktails, sample stuff. You can shop with your cocktails. It's quiet. We have low music going. And then I tell people, come in, have cocktails, shop, and then go out to dinner with your girlfriends or your
Right.
mom or your husband. It's a quick couple drinks and you're out.
You need to let the Cape Cod young professionals know about this.
Oh, that's a good idea. We did have the moms group call us.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
Oh,
and I was
that's
like,
really
oh my
good.
God, there could be so many people here.
That's excellent. You'll be inundated.
But it's
that's
funny,
a great idea.
This will be the third year we've been doing it, and it's starting to really kick up now.
Yeah.
We average like 12 to 15 people a night when we do it.
Yeah.
The last time we did it, we had over 20, and
Wow.
people are still inquiring about
Right,
it, that they've
right.
never heard of it before,
Right.
which is fine. It's we do it through social media, we do
Yeah.
it on our website, we put it out on our sign out front.
Yeah.
But we don't put it in newspaper or
No,
radio
no.
or anything like that.
No.
So it's really word of mouth for people.
Sure.
And it's free. Did I mention it's free?
Free.
Yes.
That's another reason to shop local.
free.
Look at the things you're doing for the community.
Thanks.
All good
It's all
stuff.
community.
It's all community. It's all about the community.
Yeah,
we all
it
know
is.
that. That's for sure. Well, I want to thank you for talking with me in this bright sunshine. You didn't even put your sunglasses on. I can't
didn't.
believe it.
I hope I'm
And
not
look, I've
squinting.
had mine on the whole time, but I told him I didn't want to get any more crow's
That's
feet.
it.
So
I own the joint, and my car is parked by the railroad track, so it was too far. It was too far to
I
get
hear
them.
you. I hear you. As a shopping center manager, I remember the days of parking in the hinterlands.
Oh, in the boonies.
Yes,
I know.
yes.
You have to.
So, and if you didn't remember everything with your car, that was it.
No,
You
I
were
never
gonna
went
go
back for it.
Never go
No.
back. You'll never go
Especially
back.
in the winter.
No, especially in the winter for sure. So thank you, Missy.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
I
You're
really
great.
appreciate it too.
You are great fun, and I encourage everybody to come down and shop at Scenic Roots.
Thank you.
And I like to call you the Roots. I've shortened it. The Roots.
I love it. I
There
love
we
it.
go. And
I love it.
cocktails the
Cheers.
third Thursday.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh. I love Donna Coutil. She is so terrific. Mom, business owner, woman about the plants. She is terrific, and she gave us a lot of great ideas that we can use. So I hope you remember to shop local and come on down to Scenic Roots, because it's a great garden center. And I'll see you again the next time when we are on Cape Conversations.